Hello everyone, welcome to a Wizard 101 video. This is a game that I love very dearly. I have made content in the past on it, very minimal amount of content. I hit 1 in a million at level 23 on this character. This is my death character. It was about 4 years ago. It's level 82 now. I would love to max him out. I'm planning on maxing him out in the near future. Maybe I'll stream some of it. I don't know. I've been having fun playing the game. There's kind of a resurgence going on, right? You know, Wiz is just released on console, which is awesome, super exciting. Brings in a bunch of new people that maybe played when they were younger. Some I'm sure have never played before and are checking out this awesome game for the first time. But something I wanted to talk about personally was decks and how do you set up your decks. I've seen a lot of posts, mainly from new console players, but there's a lot of people that are playing the PC version are coming back right now too, or are playing for the first time. And they all, I see people that keep posting decks online. They're like, is this a good deck? And most of the time, no, it's not at all. And this is for mainly beginners. I probably should have said that at the beginning of the video. I apologize, but it's mainly for beginners. But the way that I approach decks, and this is not, you know, one size fits all. This is, I know most people probably do something similar to this. But the way that I approach decks is I like to carry at least 2 decks in my inventory. Right now, I only need 2 decks. In the future, I might do more decks for different things. But the main thing I do right now is PvE. And so I'll have 1 deck for questing and farming, kind of. You could do a 3rd deck for farming, but this is just for questing, right? For questing, I'll have a minion deck, street mob deck, and a boss fight deck. So this starter deck that I've actually had since the beginning of this character, I've never sold it. If we go to my deck, I have exactly 7 cards in my deck. That's it. I've deleted all of the wand ones. My pet gives me Deer Knight. So I think my amulet gives me Hex in the Balance Blade. But I've reduced my hand to 7 cards, and the reason I've done 7 is because you draw 7 cards at the start of every turn. So I always get the same exact 7. Now I'm an Azteca on this character right now, and I can kill all of these street mobs in 2 turns normally. I have full waterworks gear. I got 96% damage. I mean, these are my stats right now, right? So gear makes a big difference for this too. But I'm killing all of these mobs in 1 hit. So what I'll do is I'll go in here. We'll just kill them real quick, just so I can show you what my hand looks like. So right here, I have all of my cards here. I personally keep 1. Normally I keep more, but I like to put extra AoEs in my treasure card just in case I don't kill something. Additionally, sometimes I'll put big single hit ones or even small single hit ones just because sometimes you need like 100 more damage because you didn't kill something, right? But most of the time I do a Deer Knight and a Ship of Fools. And the reason, let's get into so I'm playing a death, right? So everybody's setup looks a little different, but here's the logic behind mine. I have 2 blades. They're 2 different blades, so I technically could stack them if I wanted, right? We can go ahead and stack them since we're talking about the deck setup. So I have 2 blades. I have 2 AoEs. 1 is Deer Knight and 1 is Ship of Fools. Some people will just do the same AoE for both. Personally, because I'm death, I like to keep the Deer Knight, just because it's a little bit higher damage, but it doesn't heal you. And I like to keep a Ship of Fools because it's lower damage and also heals you. If I really want to set up, I could switch either one of these out for Scarecrow. My favorite spell in the game is Deer Knight, and that's why I still use Deer Knight. You do not have to actually use Deer Knight. But having the Ship of Fools option is good because if you're doing a bunch of quests in a row and you have a bunch of defeat and collect quests back to back, like if I have to kill these guys multiple times, or different types of minions, and I don't have time to go get health lists or whatever, well, I can do a bunch of Deer Knights and then throw a Ship of Fools in there, and I don't have to change what is in my deck and what my setup is. So I've tried to make the deck in a way that it is like completely kind of just you don't have to change anything about it. I don't know what the correct word for that is, I guess, but I'm prepared for everything, right? It's a Swiss Army knife deck. When I think the dot will kill. We'll pass, because I think the dot will kill. You put a dot on me, though, that kind of sucks. I also, like, I keep the 2 fists in there, so 2 gargantuans. If you are a low level, I would suggest, yep, the dot did kill. So that's how a lot of mine go. Pick up health wisp here, don't need ship fools for that. The other thing, you could switch how many decks are, or how many blades are in there, how many fists are in there. Like I said, like some people might run just Ship of Fools. Some people might run Deer Knight. Honestly, objectively speaking, Scarecrow is probably the best AoE. But this is for death. This is for questing on death, right? Remember, every school is different. Storm, you're probably going to be a blade, 2 tempests, 2 fists, maybe 2 blades and a tempest, like blade sharpen. It, depending on your level, it changes a little bit too. But I keep this deck identical all the time. When I'm farming things, which is, again, a different scenario than just questing. When I'm farming things, I might change something in the deck. But for questing, this is the setup I've been rocking for however long I've had all of these cards, right? Now, the other deck, my Druid's Knot deck, which is, like, more... It's better accurate to, like, what I would be actually using as a real deck at this level. It's level 75 plus, get a bunch of copies of cards. I set this one up to for boss fights, right? So I'm on a boss fight right now. For the sake of the length of the video, I don't want it to go too long, but I set this one up personally. You know, Death gets access to Feint. I get more blades in there. I kind of just am at the stage in the game where I can just spam Scarecrow and nothing can really stop me. So that's the strategy I'm going for there. But the only reason we don't have to talk about deck setups for this one. The reason I use 2 different decks is because if I'm getting ready to, let's say I just killed a boss, I'm coming out here, I'm walking out here, oh man, I gotta kill these guys. Okay, well I'll just switch to my little guy deck, and then I can go kill him. So I don't know if that makes sense. I probably did a terrible job at explaining that. If that helps you, like and subscribe. The reason, the main takeaway I want you guys to think about for this video is when you are questing and doing regular generic quests, not boss fights or difficult fights of any kind, limit the amount of spells in your deck to where it gets you to the end of the battle the fastest, right? I cannot mess up casting the spells I can cast unless I fizzle something. That's the only way I mess up. So when people put, you know, 12, or not 12, I guess, but for lower, well, let's say lower levels, like if you're in like Marleybone, Mushu, a lot of people in like the Mushu area of Arc 1, I feel like are the ones that are posting deck setups, and maybe like Croctopia. Like Croctopia to Mushu, that range. You don't need 8 ghouls in your deck, or you don't need to max out the amount of blades that you have. You don't need to max out the amount of tower shields you have. Just whatever you need to get to the end of the next fight, put that into your deck. Make it small. That's why this deck right here is only 7 cards, because I only need really the 2 blades and the Deer Knight, and I can kill every street level minion in Azteca as of right now. So yeah, if that helps you, like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below if you have any other advice for newer players who maybe are just trying to figure out deck building and stuff like that. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Again, like and subscribe. I hope you guys are enjoying Wizard 101 as much as I am. I'm so glad it's having a little bit of a resurgence. It is genuinely one of my favorite games of all time. There is nothing else on the market that is like it. I'm a big card games guy in general, and just I don't know. I like it a lot. I'd love to make more content for it. This is really fun. And I want to be able to help people. So I will see you all in the next video. Have a great rest of your week.